Who's ready for that double cut lard-injected pork chop I've been talking about? All right, you've heard me talk about them enough on the podcast and everywhere else. These are the double cut, lard-injected, bone-in pork chops. As you can see, look at all that marbling and fat inside of that. This is the best pork chop I've ever had. We have several places around us here locally that sell them. And I can tell you, if you can find them at a local meat market, be sure to get your hands on some. Freeman's Lumber Company in Ripley, Mississippi, or Primo's in Hernando, if you're around this area, both places have it. I'm sure other butcher shops can probably order them in from the food purveyor. But these pork chops, once we started eating them, we can't stop, literally. And truthfully, me and my wife share one bone-in pork chop 99% of the time. It is a huge pork chop, and by the time you slice it and cut it, make a salad and a side, you don't need two chops. So let's get started. I'm gonna go with that garlic jalapeno rub for that nice layer of heat. Now for that good savory note, we're coming back with that pecan rub. No, this don't have any nuts in it, so you're not gonna have allergic reaction or anything like that. We get lots of comments and calls. It is just a flavoring that we use in here. All right, once we get our chops rubbed down, let's get ready to make a sauce. So I'm gonna take this glove off. We've got our Rectech Bullseye fired up about 500 degrees. I've had these chops sitting out for over 2 hours. They actually have an ambient temperature of about 60 degrees, okay? So first off, I'm gonna take my Hot Honey Peach Glaze. This right here is a step above just about anything you had. So I'm gonna go in with about, I don't know, maybe a half a cup. Now, you've heard me talk about this before. This Chipotle Salsa right here, not the Chipotle adobo peppers. It's already blended up, took the cap off, look at that. But it's gonna give it a nice smoky heat. I'm putting 3 heaping tablespoons in that half a cup. You can see how it turned it that red color, but I'm gonna tell y'all, this is not what you expect. It's great on seafood as well. Tell me what you use it on in the comments below if you give it a try. Now, let's get out to our grill. Like I said, we've got it running at 500 degrees, and let's get these chops thrown down. All right, as you can see, we've got her fired up with those Royal Oak Hickory Blended Charcoal Pellets. My favorite, if you didn't know. We've got her running, she's running about 495 right now. Let's go ahead and get these chops on. Let's get that grill lid shut, and I'm gonna let it go. So, what I found to notice when I start off that high with a pork chop with an ambient temp, I may back this temp down as it gets the color I want, and I flip it a few times. I may lower that down to about 300 degrees to finish off. No one's saying you gotta cook at 500 non-stop, but I like forming a little more of a crust on that outer edge. Now, we just flip those over after about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. We're gonna keep letting them go, and I'm just gonna keep hitting that flip method. We've got that grill running a little bit higher, like I said, when it gets the color we want. I'm gonna knock that grill down and let her finish off. All right, as you can see, I've kind of got the color that I want, what I'm looking for. So I'm knocking my grill back to about 300 degrees right now, and just gonna let it come down. These chops are sitting at about 100 degrees. They've got a good color, not burnt, not anything like that, starting to form a little bit of a crust. So I'm gonna knock that grill temp down and let them get closer to, I'm gonna say about 125, and I'm gonna start glazing them with this smoky peach glaze. All right, you can see we knocked this back to 300. Our big chop here is hitting about 114. Our little chop here, she's just about done. Or she really is done for me. I'm gonna glaze that over real fast and pull it off. Now, it's not gonna take long on that smaller chop to finish up. That bigger one, I at least like it to get to about 135 before I pull it myself. You can pull it at 130 and be fine, eat it medium rare. Yes, you can eat pork at a medium rare. It's completely up to you. But I'm just gonna let it finish off, come on up to temp, pull it off, let it rest. All right, our pork chops are off the grill. And just to recap why I sliced some, okay? I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna take this big double cut one off the bone, just like that. And I can tell y'all, these lard-injected chops, like I told you before, every place don't have them, but when you do find them, please be sure to try them out. They are just so moist, so juicy. So full of flavor, it has definitely made me rethink every pork chop I've ever cooked. It also has really affirmed for me that I like a good pork chop better than I do a good steak. Look at how wide that is. And look at that moisture in that pork chop. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is just, look at that moisture. Sweet, smoky, spicy goodness right there. It don't get any better. Incredible flavor. If you like our videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video.